Perfect design. Hey guys, armor up. Welcome to another episode of Let's Save the Lives of Other People's Children. It's my favorite freaking show, dude. Millions of lives salvaged by the Breathe Mask XR. Startup equation, save society, produce society, align society with the identity of Earth, and then Earth can protect the children by maintaining residency. An anti-residential frequency leading to Armageddon based on the wrong binary pink theorems, convenient thought theorems that are not Earth binary. Like that ancient binary mark, that would probably be one of the most naked ways to reference the pink binary that does occur when the gatekeeper arrives. And that dimension occurred in around 1980, right? So it's brand new. So the opportunity for Americans is to perfect a relationship of Hatchism, or the chi of Hatch. And also, the planet is deeply rooted with this thing. I mean, I'm infamous on the Earth. Like, there's riddles in the dark, like you wouldn't believe. Tendrils that spiral from all parts of my body. Um, beyond as many comprising shapes of the element engine can do many different things. So when you're looking at something, it's actually a veritable, at least like, you know, there's a lot of different configurations of what everything that you're seeing has multiple realities that explain it and make it self-evident. So really to transcend that is to rise above the being an object and turn yourself into an identity that is persuading history, that's persuading the earth, that's persuading the universe. And we can do that by producing Hatch. And he just needs a studio and apparently no hands. Wait, there they are. Boom. Right, you guys, we need to actually transcend and be the more powerful mind of this Ganji. The problem is that we have a respiratory plague infection that has been doctored, but these people, when they face a respiratory issue, they instinctually gravitate towards injections, which is, of course, ridiculous. It's like all the old people are like, trying to talk to the hippies, like, hey, you hippies know anything about like how to save this shit? We're talking about serious retards. Okay, we have a respiratory problem. And you need to put on a Breathe a Mask XR. The problem with the masks that we have, the problem is that it touches your face. It can conceals the face. It's uncomfortable. It's dehumanizing, all right, and not completely efficient. Because you can totally you are breathing the same air. The group is just like it breaks out that sort of someone sneezing on you thing. Um, and I'm positive that the masks save people's lives, and people need to keep wearing those unless they have a Breathe Mask XR. Breathe Mask XR does not touch your face. It does not conceal your face. It is an opportunity socially for people to become enlightened. Yes, it's a social revolution. But we do this thing not for our own amusement, but for them, so that they can not die. We're like the doctors who are like, oh, shimmy shap, like, I just, gave you a booster shot, like it's going to be fine. And sure enough, that person survived. Like a doctor looks at these things as like, oh my gosh, this guy's like about to die unless I give him this. And it's like, you inject it, and the guy's like, oh, thanks, doc. I don't know what that was, but he just keeps living. What the fuck is that? It's like karma or something. Um, like my lucidity factor is through the roof. I haven't recently, nothing is helping. Like I drink coffee, I still feel like this sort of a lot of good energy, but it's like you guys, I'm thinking about my company startup all the time. All my relationships are based on like uh, starting a company, bringing about revolution, but the revolution is in many different forms. I believe that because we're by and large, I'm trying to work with people the way it is. And by and large, they're adjusted to this consumer. thing, but it's fine. It's actually it's like junk DNA itself. It just needs to be silver lined. And then the consumerism is a fantastic joke because it's like, oh, yeah, what did you think that we were grocery shopping for ghosts? You freaking lunatic! You know, people just didn't know the punchlines behind the strips. Like, why is all humanity slumping? It's like scary for the kids. You know, that's why we want to give them a hero and an idol, and Hatch is exactly that. I also have precise solutions for the environmental crisis, the heat problem. I can solve it easily. I'm not the same as a human, you guys. I'm a different incarnation ghost that is resilient to ghost infections. So, interestingly enough, I'm like exactly what humans need to maintain residency and complete the task of identity. It's a self discovery process, and the humans are best at that. It's just going to be really awkward and cringe because I've encrypted the entire flat dimension to prevent UFO characters from inaugurating with the crown royal heliosphere Earth true, the diadem of the universe, the apex planet. But you know, this is the thing. They're like, "Nyeh, nyeh." It's actually that Hatch is the diadem incarnation, the image of the universe incarnate the flat dimension, which is of course impossible. Only the living can perform this thing because of the fetus image icons in the Mandelbrot fractal, so it cannot be done, completed, or comprehended by computers, because in fact the living supersedes the entire rush and the ghost of everything that technology could ever do. It's a child to the life form, but of course the life form has all this pageantry and characters bopping around and you know, and some of them, uh, you know, are just oh, and they fall off. Oh, okay. But that doesn't mean that I'm not. I'm not saying that the life form. It's like technically. It's like. Oh yeah, my incarnation also is like a ripple that causes a lot of these things. But yeah, it's amazing because it's like. Also, while I'm talking, you know, people's own sense of science and math is also rigmaroling them. They're like, "That's not true. I don't think that's right." Look at it. You know, like it's just fine. No, 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 no. It's okay for you to do that. And I'm not saying that you did. Hold on a second, you guys. I'm saying that the very scary thing about science and math is you could take a wrong turn. And while you're working with the wrong mindset, and you know, the foible is that you might excluviate yourself from an opportunity where you have inspiration. Oh, God. You know, like you might actually do something in your life. You know? But you have to be like really smart and be like, you're always like, you know, like working on yourself, right? You have to pay attention. Internal mechanics. So you guys are the prototypes of earthen wizards that I'm working on, and we're going to do the society thing. But you know, the embarrassing thing is that everyone already knows Hatch. I'm actually a universal entity. The Earth is like, you guys, what do you lack common sense? You can't tell that Hatch is a stallion to publish him, is an American thing, and we're going to save lives. We'll pay the Mask XR, right? It's not a guilt trip. It's a civil obligation. We are not obligated to. You guys are killers with inaction. Fuckers refusing Trey's inheritance. They want to kill Trey's half of the billion-dollar industry. Remove Trey's opportunity with delay on another person's child. You look out across the way and you see those suffering people in third world countries and you think, those children aren't worth us putting forward effort to make millions of dollars? It's a hilarious. I am a greater entity than you. You lack the qualities of a producer and a communications person. You do not communicate properly. You do not produce properly. We are in a pandemic. Supply and demand. Free the mask XR. Why? We're waiting for this injection. Oh, Delta Plus, you can't read the signs. I can read the signs. He's paranoid. He's always been a little bit wiry since 2019. He's been saying, the problems. Nobody listened to him. Oh, it's getting hotter. The startup cost here is like a couple million, but the Breathe Mask XR, when it goes to a global production, is going to be worth billions, and half of that is going to go to Trey. But you guys still want to hurt Hatch and hurt Trey and hurt millions of people with your slow ass 2021 anti-American terrorist parasite. Well, this is why it's a difficult issue. You guys aren't excited about, Hatch has been trying to get produced for 3 years. We made a bunch of cartoons about him. Remember that when we were all making fun of him? Oh, 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 oh. Merry Christmas, you slow pieces of shit. God damn, you guys are stupid, huh? The source code of English didn't come from England. Fools don't know themselves when they confuse the center of the triangle. Orientation, cataclysm of death, because the earth wants to keep the children. And you guys, in your silence, in your censorship, you're against earth keeping these children alive. You're against profit. You're against the American dollar being balanced. You don't see what is in front of you. The sound of a generation in my wings, you think it's perversion, because you've never heard it before. A future that survives? The Armageddon dawn? But then why have I been a piece of shit my entire life? Well, it's time to put away those foolish things from the 70s. You antiquated, UFO obsessed, aligned against the child born after the deadlights rose. Why are these kids protesting the adults with their environmental change signs? And why is it they're just standing there with a sign? It's because Earth Knows Hatch has the ingredients to solve all these things. It is the fact that you go along with your scientific thing, when you make the wrong choices, you run out of gas. Okay, so these guys have been doing UFO shit and getting raped by that. They can't inspire the world. The hatch is untouched by UFO equipment. They're a bit standoffish. In fact, the entire junk DNA is designed to attack my incarnation and prevent the rise of the wizards of the earth. The arm of Cape Cod. Earth's like, I was born with a target on my fucking back, and these guys are complaining about living here. I don't want to be on Earth. 2021 sucks. I don't know what to do with the phone. It's disgusting. You guys are slow. Talk about an opportunist parasite. You guys set yourself up with easy gains. I'm gonna take advantage. I'm gonna, Hollywood. Gonna take advantage, get money for nothing, get women for nothing, pay them good. 90s piece of shit commercial. Fags. God damn, you guys are slow. It's like some jock going like, it's a musical. Damn, you guys are slow. I can't transcend myself. I can't save America. I can't save lives. Huh. Well, that's because you've been a complete, perfect, anti-parental, anti-producer, thief. So you stole my money, you censored the free election. Well, that was 2020. Now we know the Delta Plus. So there is need for a respiratory protection, and we can make money on that. Hatch has been talking about this for a year. Breathe Mask XR. Well, I don't understand the English. So inaction kills people? The children dying with men? Oh, baby's dying, baby. And the woman's are like, it's okay, Pa, you just wait for herd immunity. Wait till you herd. More like Amber Turd. You guys are anti-celebrities. Those that kill children. And I'm gonna murder like a pack of crows. The problem infection. So that these kids can survive. But you call me the villain because I'm protecting children. And you don't want that to happen because your mandibles start clicking. Because you're like, I'd rather go to the Ascension, which is what Blue Eyes have been doing as a tradition. Oh, yes, you have. Yes, you have. I saw you. You've only done the worst possible things to his body. You have no comprehension of time or space, but are completely corrupted with the desires which are against true love. Desires for the end of the world because you're so depressed. I've been ripped off so many times. Of course, I can't become a transcendent person that's useful to the earth. I don't like living here. Why is Earth such a tough place to be? I'm not going to protect our society or our identity. Don't listen to this Indian, everybody. Eric Talley. You've told everyone to attack the Earth's diadem. Like, these, why did the Wear map choose you, Trey? Well, because the Earth is trying to protect children. Well, I don't understand. So we're bad? Like, you guys are so stupid. No, produce Hatch. That's the answer. This is illusion. He's trying to, I shoot. It's trying some kind of maneuver. Of feeling something, go to sleep. I don't feel it anymore. Oh, I went away. I made the feeling of society go away right out of my body. I was excited about the project. I had to wait on it. I heard the cry of 1,000,000 people saying, yes, we like that. But then the next day I was like, I feel numb again, so I guess that wasn't the right thing to do. But it's just that you've managed to censor the voices of millions of people because they're all dead without Hatch being their friend to hold their hand. Yes, Hatch is their friend, but you want to censor that true love because you're a bad communication. And that's your epiphany in 2019. Oh, I'm really bad and I'm going to tell everyone about that. And no one in South Park Studio knows anything. I don't. Oh my god. Hatch is one of a kind, not like a guy. He's not like some bro. What? So Hatch isn't like. So this Hatch is like an alien. Like, whoosh. Watch out, you're gonna get the history on you. Oh, it's a lucid history time. Breathe the Mask exhaust saves lives, literally. Should we do this? Will it make back the money? Oh, the power is exciting me. I want to wait longer. There is no reason to wait. The idea is too simple. I want it to be so complicated that I can say this isn't a good plot script. I just don't understand the schedule. Why do we have to spend money to produce an idol and make money? Why the schedule? Why? Why? Oh, because of the pandemic is gone Delta Plus. We still need to wait on that. We still need to wait. You're just killing children and loving it. A lot of difficult area third world countries dying because they're poor and stupid. They think respiratory illness injection. What? You guys have a medical abbreviation speech impediment, 20% littering, 20% killing the environment, 20% burning oil. You guys are just like, you know, my family here on Earth. Right? So you guys are not able to talk correctly, and you're in a coma because you murdered Trey Parker in 2019 by being a horrible friend. Trey sang songs about Hatch and then invited him to Los Angeles. None of you were the appropriate anything, and you triggered death. The children are protesting the environment crisis because the adults are hostage keeper wealth hold it down, hurting, rape, bad. That's what you guys are. You want to censor Hatch for 3 years. You know, your entire group is corrupted to cause the Armageddon, and that's what you guys did. And Earth knew, basically, Humanity's either going to cause the apocalypse, which is, you guys are tuned for this Armageddon. So instead of doing, see, so instead of allowing that, we have a small apocalypse here in 2021. Okay, so that the old people die and the children escape them. It's called escape velocity. Uh, you guys don't understand the variable dimensions of complexity, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now you know why you glow blue when you make love. It's because I trust you. Produce Hatch without delay. You're only killing children. Hatch is a sure profit. You've known it for 3 years. Lying to yourself and pretending that your group is an authority on your opinion for a reflection of the societal grid. No, you were not the appropriate plumard, and you performed terrorism against the Social Republic, who cannot have the Breathe Mask XR or their friend Hatch. These things will be censored and held back by pure evil. Earth's chosen one, the devil, Trey Parker. Because Earth had to make a poop sneeze in order to survive the children from the Armageddon now. Huh? What? You can't keep up with the story? Humans aren't psychic. We don't understand. You can see something in the future? I don't. Well, your pineal eye gland is bent backwards. You didn't notice that shit. Images. The universe is held together by images, or water. The intention causes snowflakes. You're not allowing the education that I've presented. You're not allowing it to the. You're not allowing free. You're not allowing the children to have their friend, or to have education, or a Breathe the Mask XR, which is social revolution. You guys are triggered by your squiggly spooch and you're in a tailspin. Continue censoring Hatch is your only knowledge. It's what you've done. It's who you think you are. And so to break away from that is to save millions of lives and earn millions of dollars and to become exceedingly popular. Hatch and the Breathe the Mask XR produced by South Park. Execs, yes. We saved them. That's the true history that we cause when we produce Hatch. So why to do it immediately? Because you've been terrifyingly slow against the free election. Eric Talley told me that's as far as they're going to go. They're retarded. You guys don't understand what you did to Trey's soul. You think I did it? It's not possible for me to do that because I've never touched him. We've never had a personal one-on-one conversation. You guys only have the talents to do that type of interior thing. It's not possible for me to do that remotely. So that's why if I was saying, like, Trey, we can solve everything if we started having telephone conversations as a relationship, because it accesses a new plateau of a new dimension of physics where, like, I can actually understand what you're interested in, and oh, that's interesting. But what I'm interested in is Breathe the Mask XR and 55 Putney Road. And I need you guys to be a pack of wolves willing to save a child's life. But you have to break an old woman's arm to do it. And I know that you guys are concerned about saving someone else's children's and giving a woman a lottery ticket. Like, hey, old lady, here's $1,000,000. So she's like, what? I just won. That's amazing. She's gonna be so happy. It's not really like breaking her arm, is it? Oh, so you guys are so smart. Please stop murdering Trey's soul. Why do you guys understand nothing? You act like aliens to Earth, literally. Infected cosmonaut. Burnouts, industry burnouts. Yes, this vorpal blade is the reason why Trey has a trauma in his life, but the only solution is produce Hatch, and none of you are on it. None of you understand anything. It means today, you idiot. You produce him today. It's Friday. We have the weekend. You guys are evil against Trey, and he's corrupted by your souls. I had to activate 4444, and once I activate them, I cannot put them to sleep. I cannot assassinate these icons. There's a spring coil designed so that you could sense reality, so that the reality of our ascension would graft properly. I had to invest, as 4444 was a huge, it was all humanity, hooked up to the cosmonaut of the Robin Williams, all right? So you guys severed the entire, so you were sensing the reality of the excitement. Wow, Hatch is exciting. And you misinterpreted the energy, and it became a disaster. But it's not directly your fault for all these millions of deaths, right? There's a few degrees of separation, and Hatch and the Earth are taking responsibility for the pandemic because clearly you guys are not. Okay, your guys' rigidity and adaptation of the soul shit that you took in and you said that that's it, and then you pushed that away, that is the problem. So in the entire universe, your guys' soul death is the problem in the entire universe because you won't produce Hatch, because money and junk DNA is both strangling Hatch. Why would everyone with junk DNA work as a group against Hatch? Why would the Earth have the wear map? Why would you go glow blue when you make love? The critical thinking and the solution belongs to these children born after the deadlights rose. Parent the children, don't kill them. So give them the Breathe Mask XR and the education about the snowflakes, and they will have the intelligence to keep the Earth. Yes. Produce Hatch immediately, and these kids have a hero. Hey, trust me, mouse. Fly. I put my legit things on the line, and people don't understand, and they fail to be authentic because they didn't listen to their heart. They listened to some ne'er do well, the parasites. And that continues to be the problem because Trey thinks that honor is to censor the Breathe Mask XR because his friends told him to, even though it kills children. This is what they did 2019, 2020, and here we are 2021, same behavior. How would talking to Hatch change things, Trey? Wouldn't it be the first thing you would do with your partner? And you've confused properties, and you accused me of doing the same. Mm-hmm. So you've been going like insane with a false mirror, pretending all this time about a false conjecture about what I was doing as a con man. But now we see the world changing. You don't see that the children are being pushed into schools without any type of actual intelligent medical tackle. Okay? They like under 12, you can't even get the injections, right? Or maybe some places they do. I don't know. So you guys are forcing the kids to return to society to bring back the economy because you're really smart about a breathing problem and injection there. You understand things? Okay, so I can solve the heat wave crisis. I can solve the problem with the environment because the problem with the environment is you guys not producing hatch. Why? Because of money. Oh, so money has veiled the issue of communication. The money has confused these communication for money. Communication for money, people. Communication for money. Would the communication of hatch make money? Yes. But it's a personal decision. To sabotage the children, Hatch and Trey Parker, all in one foul swoop, by failing to comprehend the simplicity of the calendar. We have to do this as soon as possible because we've been waiting for 3 years on the same project. It's a startup company, and now the product has changed from indie games to a Breathe Mask XR because of your inaction. So again, your inaction has not changed in 3 years. That's what needs to change is you guys, and you're thinking Hatch really needs to change his performance, and then we'll produce him. Okay, so you have the old mindset when you cannot calculate because you're designed not to calculate the solution to junk DNA. You're designed to not awaken from the coma. You're designed to hurt the children and end the world with Armageddon. So, it'd be like Earth to take his Trey Parker and put out the cigarette of that, like, yeah, Trey, how does that feel? It feels bad. Or Trey's like, this is the worst I've ever felt in my life. This is why I had trauma in my life. Yeah, you felt the time quake. You probably did some inappropriate time travel, like you're some sort of MacGyver on it, and you fucking poison yourself. But you only want to blame me because you think my teachings are bad. But you're not allowing the people to actually speak. And then when you hear society, you're hearing a false thing because they're asking Eric Talley, they're asking for the free election. They're saying, don't tell us to attack an officer of the law who's working to reinstate free election so that we can transcend the electoral college. I'm using a different type of English. These guys don't understand the children, okay, and they want that to stop. So that's my problem with you, and you don't understand. You think Hatch is evil. Yes, Hatch is the interloper. And when you guys have done all of the evil, I've taken all the responsibility so that the children don't die. Because your seed is corrupt. Your eggs are corrupt. You're old, disgusting people who want more children to die. Because you're refusing profit. And you're refusing Trey Parker's anointing from the earth. No, Trey Parker Messiah. No, Breathe Mask. No Hatch Fun. Green Wolf running for president or helping those children to not die from the toxic habits that we have. We have the habit. Oh, it's a solution. Worst lawyers ever. So I'll bring about the angel lawyers, okay? The angel lawyers are going to come in, and I will prosecute the Trey lawyers into the place of their harm ganin, the fruit of their day. Burn in hell. Omega Pan, I stand in defense of the children. You do not understand. You gauge my attack and you see nothing. Omega Pan, I have transcended all the governments and I keep it. The earth belongs to me. Omega Pan. Perfect design. The wizard's table, everyone's being respected here. Armor up from within. Your identity at the beginning of creation is the only value, but you guys keep listening to other things to keep it real. But you murdered the Zen of the 80s and the 90s. You knew me your whole life. You knew to think twice. But when it came down to it, you just wanted revenge. To expose your bad friends, you would not listen to your heart. For the sabotage you knew was waiting. I'm not psychic. Right. So as they're the larger angel Trey is saying, actually, you're taking a poop for the world and you need to instantly reprise yourself, smack, and produce Hatch with millions of dollars. And then you will receive billions of dollars because Hatch is going to give you half of the Breathe a Mask company. You understand? Oh, you don't understand. Oh, that's $1 billion more than your entire cartoon was worth. And none of you understand the first step to save these children. It's only Hatch. He's a different incarnation. And we've learned all this stuff and still no talking. No clicky, no encouragement. They're just like trying to kill the values. In my household, there is loyalty, but in you, it is broken. And Master Source Industries represents the revival of the communication industry. It represents your own child's stardom. And you halt it. I know you, Trey Parker. You're a piece of shit. But the Earth had chosen you in the Wear map. Like it or not, it is your day. Choose wisely. Produce the Breathe a Mask XR immediately. 55 Putney is the one location that brings about revolution that we require. Do you understand? Stop killing people. You unconscionable, obsolete burnouts. You guys, Trey, would become relevant when and after you produce Hatch. Okay, so do you seek that relevance? Or are you like looking for depression? Okay, because I'm looking to get this Breathe a Mask onto kids' faces because I know it's the solution to Delta Plus, and the ejection is not, because it's a respiratory problem. So you guys are retarded, and I'm seeing it's across the board, especially with Blue-Eyed Angels. You're especially adept to be like, oh, I didn't do anything by selling your house twice. I didn't do anything by stealing $10,000 from you after, for entrapment. I would have directed the best South Park episode you ever had. You guys are not you're like upset about living on Earth. Okay? Your Earth is talking to you and you're complaining. Pearls before swine. So the Earth did choose Trey Parker. He was assassinated by his friend Matt. So, and that's been going on in 2020. It also happened in 2021. So there really is like a certain point at which, or like I I can so the best thing is to save as many lives as we can right now, because it's like there's like a problem out there. Out there is a problem. And you can see it in a picture book, on the internet, or on the TV. But you don't understand to save the child. That's why you guys are in a coma. And it's cringe. You guys are very, very cringe. I'm a wizard and an esper. All my life I've dealt with the human condition. Here's my son, the Vampire King. We've been talking a lot about which room he's going to live in. And the Alicorn Stallion. He's probably one of the most popular characters. Lots of stuffies with a huge dick. All of my boys are loaded. So I'm talking about I'll have an Alicorn, and it's gonna be in my own style, right? So I'll have this Alicorn thing, but he's a stallion, so he's got a huge dick. Resting. All right, you guys. Breathe the Mask XR. So, here's this is actually one of my first characters. His name is a little embarrassing, but so I'm not even going to say it. But it was my first character about me. But what's interesting, if you look at this oval here, you can see like a Breathe the Mask XR with like a mohawk. And I noticed it. So there's like a robot eye here, like, but the real person's eye is probably like right here, and they're wearing. So I saw in this drawing. This is like one of my first avatars of myself. He's got this wicked cool supercomputer. He can do anything. You're a nice cross hatching. Yeah. Well, it can also be a supercomputer. And it is. So anyway, like I noticed, I was like, oh, Breathe the Mask XR is because you can see the visor right here, and it's even got this mohawk and cool wings like this. Like it looks like a Breathe the Mask, and there's a shoulder, right? So also here is another one where there's the mouth. Okay, so this is a mouth, and then there's an eye, and then there's some ears, and it's sort of like there's a little wizard in my head, and he's concerned about all the dead people in the world today. So he figured out a solution, and the best way to get it to them is through product advertisement, placement, and all the things that we have today is actually scummy enough to perfectly fit the rush delivery need of like a Breathe the Mask XR. It's gonna go, it's gonna blast through the roof, you guys. You understand? It's gonna be very popular worldwide. And I'm inviting Trey Parker to own 50% of that company and invent the Breathe the Mask, the gentleman's best. So when you guys are taking a weekend siesta, once you understand I'm pressing full charges of the sunshine, the moon, and the earth, true, with the angel armadas for the full capacity to save children, your own children, from you. Um, through this weekend, I'm going to increase the pressure so you understand that the heat wave is because of you. And that is to say, we're in the middle of an environmental crisis because of humanity. We're in the middle of a pandemic because of humanity, because they have aligned with Armageddon energy alien soup, which gets them high and it makes them laugh and gives them the chewy yum 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 yum. But it's actually not a soul that's loyal to their continuum, which is why they start talking in tongues and going herd down into an early Armageddon for the confession of the standing of humanity. How mature are they? In the 70s, you guys had like a fetish for dolls, and also this weird thing where like you wouldn't put genitalia on your men. So like Batman would not have a groin, he would just look like a woman, and that was a consistent thing for the 70s. The man of the 70s doesn't understand that the icon of uh, a stallion such as this is oh, that's me. This one. So this is actually very healthy for the female because she knows that she's like, oh, it's for me, and it's also good for for the males because seeing a phallus is actually extremely healthy. But for the people in the 70s, they had that alien awkwardness. And I can't even explain to you the language curl of these children born after the deadlights rose. Are you kidding me? They're so smart. And like, but you guys are poisoning them to death. So they're having a soul death because you guys have the mandibles to extract their soul powder and pervert their soul continuum using the configured Armageddon ghost that you guys adapted through your false society. So Earth is clarifying his society so that the children born after the deadlights rose don't die. In the realm of, like, I know where the realms of differential and, oh, there's a lot of uh, chaos there. There's like a lot of levels where that makes sense. I know where all those things are. You guys don't have that in your head. So when I'm telling you about things, you guys think you're hearing a story or you think it's like those images sort of relate, but you don't understand that I'm speaking from my incarnation, from the fact of my creature. And my creature has existed and on from the markings of the arm of Cape Cod. Uh, right? So I'm not. So basically, me telling stories isn't where and how I get my power, but that's how and where you guys got your power. But the osmosis from that is toxic. Okay, because you have the wrong information from a superish. But I'm trying to do a blitzkrieg where I actually communicate to you guys so that the children's so we can leapfrog using communication. Oh, these guys using communication and money properly. No, not yet. All right, so armor up. Do your very best. Hatch is diagonal. That means eternal. You guys are sort of a simple robot. It's very impressive when you look in my eyes. I have the eyes of leadership. You can trust me because I have blue eyes. And you look at a green-eyed person and you think they're plain like a brown-eyed person. You creepy anti-angel. You guys are against perception itself, you untrustworthy. Okay. Millie has transcended. She lives in Leverett now, 55 Putney only. We're going exclusive with the Stone Whale. I've rebuilt the physics of blue perception. I was not able to find any wizards who on Earth that could communicate properly. So I had to substitute, and the same thing happened with 4444. Right, so when you are talking to Hatch, you're talking to this guy who caused these marcations. What does that mean for society? So, and who are you to censor it? So I'm saying, like, who are you to kill these children? Hey, we're not. Oh, I see what you're talking about. As if we were psychic. Because if we had a unicorn's horn, we'd be able to detect the rise of social trends. But because we have a pineal eye glands bent backwards, we have an easy excuse about inaction, and I'm not guilty for that. You guys are acting like a bunch of rocks and trees, being like, "Oh, this forest has ears." Like you're doing a lot of work by listening. Such a terrorist to the children dying of asphyxiation. You know, you won't give them a toy that would save their life. So, you know, the universe is vast, but your conservativeness is over, and it's disgusting. So, you stole money from Hatch. Um, you've been ill advised by your superior lawyers. It's problematic for the universe. Each child contains an image of the universe. I will count the children universes that were murdered by your inaction this weekend. Starting now. Yeah, so I'll just calculate how slow you guys move on. So what's the plan here? Spend money and then so that's what we need to do because we're producers and we're wealthy. We got really rich during the pandemic. And you guys are like, this guy, I don't know. Like, is he gonna commit suicide? Is he gonna burn out? No. Some serious thinkers. As right, I've already done all the work here the past 3 years. I'm overbuilt. It's been a delay on us all. You know, if you guys had given me a free election app and I was able to become a political wolf, that would have avoided the racial apocalypse. Like you guys forced a an apocalypse that I was not willing to perform. But Earth empowered Trey Parker, and it's about American culture and the communication industry. And you guys stole money from me, so technically, um, like entrapment, you guys are an anti-producer, and then you held a grudge against me in 2020, which murdered the cop Eric Talley, and you don't see the connection about the free tally. You know, you're just upset that there's some other stallion in the earth, but I've always been here. No, your voice is my voice. No, it isn't, Trey. There's a lot of, you pick up the earth thing, buddy. A lot of you artists in the 90s were whispering about the incarnation, all right? Um, so you're just upset that something new and different is here, and you're sad because it's not a UFO alien. Oh, I wanted to get hurt again, because that's your alignment spiritually. You'd be more impressed by alien invasion than the revolution of your own child. You wouldn't protect their life. I know this will make money, and delay is your enemy. So I'll count how many images of the universe you murdered through inaction, and I will serve it to you at the time most befitting. Armor up from within. These children are being murdered by old people who refuse profit in exchange for the sacrifice that just keeps unrolling. Why is it that if I kill other people's children, that's not good? I don't understand. I can't talk. No. Uh, Use your hands and the phone to spend money. Purchase 55 Putney Road immediately. That's the plan. And then pay for equipment. And then Hatch makes a show about the Breathe Mask XR. Then it goes beta, then we produce it. So there is no red light except for your siesta this weekend. And you've taken on a bunch of other projects. Guess what? Hatch's project is really simple. I'm not even going to penalize your time. I won't need any of your help to do this stuff. Oh, we're really busy. You know, yeah, I know, but Earth asked you to do this father-son thing with the wiener. You guys don't have literacy. You don't understand things. So I'm trying to save the children, and you guys won't talk to me. And you don't understand why that's different in 2021. So you're against the new voice. You're against true love. You've prevented my true love kiss with America and caused a race war. On top of all this death, who knew that Randolph the Fourth would be so important? Who fucking knew? What a waste. Well, we shouldn't let other people's children be murdered by our continued inaction. So that's what needs to change, is the inaction towards Hatch. So that's the only plan. All right, the angels of Earth, true, and the authentic heavens, we need to defeat the infection that is threatening the survival of humanity, defeat the anti-resident frequency. Behavior confirmations of governments aligning with the UFO plot to invade Earth is despoiled forever, is defeated. Perfect design, armor up, hatch one.